So now let's look at another program. The computer will store a secret number and the user is going to guess that number. Of course, we don't know how many guesses this will take the user, but assuming they choose a different number each time, and if our secret number was 999, it would take potentially 1,000 guesses. However, they could guess it correctly first time. We can't use a count-controlled loop because we don't know how many executions of the loop will be needed. So instead, we use a condition-controlled loop. There are two kinds, while and repeat. The key difference between these two is whether we want the loop to always execute at least once and then check the condition has been met. This is a repeat loop. Or to test the condition first before executing the loop. This is the while loop. For this program, we're going to use a while loop. So I have a very simple program that's going to read in a number from the user. It's going to double it and then print that number out on the screen. So let's have a look at the program. I've only got one variable here, and that's for the number that the user is going to enter. They're going to input the number and then we're going to double it. And notice that I'm using the while keyword for the loop. Don't forget the colon at the end of that line, otherwise your code won't work. So on the next line, double the number and print it out. Very simple. So let's run the program. I'm going to choose the number 6 and it's going to double it for me. Now you'll notice that the program just keeps on running because there's nothing to stop it. This is a condition-controlled loop. I'm just asking it to double the number and that's exactly what it's doing. So to stop it, I've actually got to kill the program completely, otherwise it would just carry on. And this is called an infinite loop. And when these happen, it's because you haven't thought about how the program's going to run when you designed it. So it's really important to consider that bit first. So now let's look at another program. I've changed the code very slightly so that we don't have the infinite loop this time. Let's have a look at it. If you look, I've now added in an if statement that reads, if number greater than 101. And the statement beneath it is break. What this will do is when the number goes above 101, then we'll drop out of the loop and stop executing the code, which is exactly what we want to happen. So now let's run this program. Okay, so it asks me again, please enter a whole number. I'm going to enter the same number as I did before, which was 6, and we'll run the program this time. And you'll notice that in fact, it stops at 192, and the reason for that is we've triggered the if statement because the number has gone over 101 and the break statement has now been executed. We've dropped out of the loop, which is exactly what we wanted to happen.